Most of my writing has stories that I've heard from some of the wonderful people around Dunquin or West Kerry, whether it be in Ballydavid at one of the pubs there, or whether it be in Tralee, whether it be in Dingle. Lots of people have come forth and told me stories which I've stolen from them, and they'll never get credit for it, but anyway, you're going to hear them incorporated into this novel. And so I'm going to read you 2 or 3 stories from the book, so you'll immediately run out and say, I have to buy the book. So, this particular story, Paddy, as all Irishmen, to spend time, they share this information that they've acquired over the years with each other, and they elaborate and they just embellish everything, and they make it into their own story. So at this point, they're talking about a fellow and his life and his interaction with other people. And so Paddy, the main character in the novel, says, "Truth be told, it be meself," Paddy continued, "a power of years ago, when me hair was darker, me step livelier, and I was one of those walking the world invincible, there was a woman I knew was the least charitable of any woman ever walked between Ventry and Dingle, beside her mother, that is. If she had a potato or a loaf of bread within her apron, she'd nary part with a bit for a stranger, be they woman, man, or starving child. Why, for that I cannot answer, but surely she had the name for being the grandest miser in the parish. Well, wouldn't you know, somehow or other, this remarkable creature found herself a husband, Peter Quinn. But within a year's time the inflammation grew quickly until there was grand enmity amongst wife, mother, and husband. Every day, mind you, Peter put his head to the grinding stone and carried on trying to survive the villainy from his rude household's relations. Try as he might to get them treat him with the respect he deserved, it was impossible, as they were 5 steps and a hop beyond incorrigible. The continual nagging forced the beaten fellow to prowl the mountainside in isolation, taking his only comfort in the magnificent surroundings for which he thanked God every day. Well, wouldn't you know that the Almighty, aware from the start of old Peter's loneliness and the cruelty he had undergone, sent a collie pup for him to be his walking companion. One day, it was another year later, and I swear it to be true, I was fixing me thatching, at me own first cousin's continual nagging, I might add, when I noticed a funeral cortege slowly passing by. Following the first donkey-drawn hearse and coffin be a second with a similar coffin, which be followed by a man walking solemnly along, followed by a dog, and behind that about 60 of the village men walking in single file. Intrigued, I stopped me working and went to the man following the second hearse. Sure as I be telling this story, it be the put-upon husband Peter, and I asked him who it was being the first hearse. "Me wife," the bent fellow replied. "I'm sorry for your trouble," says I. "What happened to her?" "Me dog up and bit her, and she died." I then asked Peter who was to be found in the second hearse, and the man replied, "Me mother-in-law. Me dog up and bit her, and she died as well." Now I thought about this for a while, then finally, reflecting upon me own relatives' constant, considerable nagging, got up me courage and asked the newly made widower, "Do you think one day I could be borrowing your dog?" To which Peter looked around behind himself, lowered his eyes, and replied, "You'll have to be getting in line."